Hello friends, my name is Deepak and today I wanted to talk to you about some of the key things you should look out when you're thinking about setting up your business and why it is important to set up a proper business structure in the first place. And while I was researching this topic, I was about to write a blog post on this, and you can read that blog post by going to our homepage and simply clicking on blog, and you will see the first blog post today on October 13th is why set up a proper business structure. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about this in a video format because I thought this is a very interesting story that can help a lot of us in paying a little bit more attention when we are setting up partnerships and when we are setting up a business structure. So this particular case involves a McDonald's franchise. So I'm pretty sure you have heard of name McDonald's. They have these restaurants pretty much all over the place, not just in the United States but across the world. And one of the key requirements McDonald's franchise have is that McDonald's needs to be owned by an individual. And if it's an entity, then that entity needs to be owned by an individual. They don't allow partners to buy McDonald's. So a couple of years ago, two brothers went to McDonald's to try to buy two different McDonald's stores, two different McDonald's franchise, and obviously because they knew about this requirement, they did it in a little tricky way. So they went and set up a partnership on their own. And after setting up a partnership, they basically, one person became the franchisee and the other person simply became a silent partner. So far so good. You hear these kind of stories all the time. One person is doing business, other person becomes a silent partner, and things goes on. So far so good. The McDonald's assigned the franchise and the business start kicking in. And about a year later, the franchise brother actually died. So that's a horrible part of the story. He died, and that created a major problem for the family as well as for the surviving brother. So surviving brother had to claim his stake in the estate. Okay, so estate planning is another topic we have to discuss maybe some other time, but we'll leave that alone for now. But let's just focus on this McDonald's case. So the brother went in and says, hey, here's my partnership. He has a legal document. Here's my partnership. Here's my contract with my brother, and I own 50% of this franchise. So tell me, what do you think? I mean, what's going to happen in this case? He has a contract with his brother that states he owns 50% of it. What's going to happen? Well, the court didn't like that too much. And the reason why they didn't like that is because based on that partnership, they did a franchise. And in the franchise, it was clearly written that that is not allowed. They're not allowed to have two different partners. It was supposed to be owned, and they concealed the fact that there were two partners. They concealed the fact there was a partnership. And when you conceal the fact, it becomes misrepresentation and fraud. And not just that, obviously it's intentional. They knew about this requirement and they purposely concealed that fact from that. So the estate court rejected that altogether. They said this partnership cannot be considered valid because using this partnership, a fraud was conducted, a misrepresentation happened, and that's why we cannot give you any part in this estate. So that's the court decision. The guy lost out on his share in the McDonald's franchise, and moreover, the story don't really end there. Obviously, based on the estate rules, at least the franchise should go to their heirs and maybe their son, their cousin, and then they can work it out in the family, you would think, right? But the worst story is this, that because of the fact that this was a fraud, that gives McDonald's a reason to cancel that franchise, right? So not just that the guy would lose his share, but moreover he will lose the franchise altogether. So that was kind of a horror story. And I was doing some research, and this is what I found online. So this is from you can find this kind of law pretty much in every single state, including in California. So I'll go over this. It is unlawful for any person in connection with the offer, sale, or purchase of any security, directly or indirectly, okay, to employ any device, scheme, to artifice, to defraud, to make any untrue statement of a material fact, or to omit a state a material fact necessarily in order to make the statement made in the light of circumstance under which they are made not misleading, or to engage in any act, practice, or course of business which operates or would operate as fraud or decide upon any person. So obviously this was a clear violation of this law, and like I said, this law, you can find this law in federal as well as in a lot of different states. So if you're doing a partnership for a particular reason, it's very important to consult with your CPA or your attorney who can kind of walk you through it. And more importantly, if you're building that business partnership, make sure that you're not doing that for your personal reasons, and you're going to be hiding that from somebody else, maybe a third party, maybe some sort of agreement might be going on with somebody else who needs to know about this partnership, and you conceal it. In that case, things can go very nasty sometimes, and the whole contract can be considered void in case it is found that you have misled somebody else. So I thought this was a great story about why partnerships are, why setting up a business structure is so important, and why your contracts needs to be constructed in a proper manner. So now you have it. I hope you like this video. If you think this is a great idea for me to do those in a video format to make it easy for you to understand some of these things, please leave me a comment on this video in our blog post. I'll really appreciate it, and I'll try to bring more examples similar to this kind of story for you. Once again, my name is Deepak. I work with Sanjeev. I'm a marketing consultant. You can reach Sanjeev at his office. That number is 510-825-7563, 510-825-7563. Sanjeev now also have an office in Sunnyvale. So he goes there, I think, twice a week at this point. So you can call the same number, 510-825-7563, and set up an appointment. To find the location address, just go to locations and go to Sunnyvale. And right here, that's his Sunnyvale office phone number, 408-620-7855. And I think his address is here as well. Let's see if we can find it. And yes, it is. It's 355 West Olive Avenue, suite number 108 in Sunnyvale, California, 94086. Once again, his Sunnyvale office number is 408-620-7855. Hopefully you like this small little video. Please do share your thoughts. I'll really appreciate it, and let Sanjeev know what you think, and if I can be more helpful, I'll definitely try to bring more examples for you in a video format. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.